Alright, so some clarifications have to be made really quickly. This was recorded literally like 10 minutes after a show was finished. It was recorded outside of the fucking venue, which is why you can hear all the sound in the background. And this is also recorded on my phone because my dumbass, despite bringing all of my setup, didn't actually bring my microphone. That said, this is Stardance Riot. This is a band based out of Salt Lake City, Utah. I am friends with a couple of people that are in there, and now probably tangentially friends with the rest of them. So hopefully that gives you the context that you need for the rest of the episode. So thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. Yeah, that's how I'm starting. I'm starting with okay, fuck it. You said that you were super nervous about playing in front of like fucking who knows how many people. How much more nervous 15. Are you? Yeah, you're playing in front of 15 people. No, how nervous are you now that you have to come on the podcast of a guy who means less than those 15 people?
No, I mean, this actually scares me a lot more.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
No, yeah. I mean, you're kind of the equivalent of all those people put into one, so...
Damn, I have the power of...
Fucking Nardwar.
You are 15 people.
I have the power of 15 people. Dude, that's sick. Well, let me start off by saying that as a person who's been to... the amount of concerts that I've been to, I can count on both of my hands. This shit was banging. All right?
Hell yeah.
This shit was banging. I remember the last concert I went to with my parents. They were like, my dad was like, the acoustics of this place isn't very good. And I was like,
Dave Matthews Band.
Yeah, that was... You go to that concert?
No, but I know that
you know that you were on the stage. You were doing the rigging for them.
I know Dave Matthews.
Yeah,
No,
I
this
know
is
you
it.
were there. So.
Yeah, you know that there's only one band that I would ever go to.
Yeah, Dave Matthews
Dave
Band.
Matthews, everybody.
Or, sorry, to an actual concert. Which is, yeah, because they're...
Hey, man, they're pretty.
You know. Yeah, they do
Jam
good.
band,
I'm gonna
yeah.
flame my girlfriend on here. She was like, they're in acquired taste. I'm like, fuck you.
They are.
Well, fuck you.
I wouldn't know.
Sorry, I'm just bitter because I looked at their Spotify thing and they were like 2.5 million monthly listeners.
Yeah,
I was like,
there's
huh?
a lot of Dave
So I'm like, maybe
Matthews
not that insular. Can I put this on the ground?
Yeah, just sit it right in the center.
I'm hoping that I can trust this being sat on the ground.
Maybe.
If this affects the audio quality, I want to apologize to the 6 people who are going to listen to this.
Oh, man, 7. I'm going to listen
6 people in the
Or
circle.
in the circle.
Yeah, hold on, let me
That's
think.
exactly
It's
what I was
6.
thinking about
It's
too.
like 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 6 people in this circle. The other spectators don't have a reason to listen to this because they're here right now.
True,
And there's going to be like 5 other people who are going to listen to it because I'm going to tweet about it or something.
Emergency vehicle.
Yeah, shit's bumping. What is going on over there?
There's an ambulance.
Oh, shit.
It's part of the aesthetic.
Sorry,
That
guys.
was me because I couldn't get
Sorry,
a drink
that was my
at the
fault.
bar. That's
You couldn't get a silly little drink,
Yeah,
and so now the fucking
I should have
firefighters.
told you
are showing.
guys.
Okay.
No.
Cool.
We can cut the shit. Here's the thing. Whenever groups of people come together to do things, because I've interviewed people who are like part of groups of other things, and I never really know like how they actually like come together. And so like personally, my relationship with anybody here is mostly that I only know 2 of you, like personally before all of this happened.
Yeah.
Bet you can't guess which 2.
Lindy and Farley.
Yeah, of course, obviously.
yeah.
No, but with that in mind, I fucked up the structuring of this. Don't mind that. One, I'm going to kindly request that you guys introduce yourself, and then after that's done, whoever decides whoever the best is at storytelling can explain to me how you guys all came together and how you know each other.
Okay, I'm Ethan, formerly known as Eppocat, currently known as Eppocat. I play guitar.
Talk louder, bro.
And that's Shelby.
I'm Shelby. And I play guitar, and I sing, and I wrote a song.
That shit's hard. Best shit I've ever heard. I like to go around the circle and it's like, I'm Shelby, also known as Shelby.
Yeah, Shelby, also known as Shelby.
Wow. Oh, my name's Paulo. I'm the bassist. I play bass, and sometimes I show my face, and I play music with my 4 friends.
Smiley face.
Yeah, smiley face. Yeah. That's it. That's all. That's the most interesting thing about me musically.
Just going around like doing icebreakers with people.
Yeah.
Let's go back to high school orientation. Why don't we? No.
Oh my gosh.
We were probably together in high school orientation.
Yeah, probably. People didn't know that we were official, but
You heard it here
I
first.
want you back.
Oh wow.
Who?
Okay.
Okay, I'm Lindy. I play guitar, and that's really it.
And keys.
And Keys now.
You're on the
Barely.
keys tonight.
And co-writer of Morning
You can
After.
add that to
And
the
co-writer,
list.
And
yeah, I
probably
guess.
more too. Yeah.
Yes, I play guitar. Very fun.
And I'm Parley. I'm the drummer boy.
Why is he so sexy every time he says anything?
We're gonna have to put billions of dollars into scientific research.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah,
so,
I got like 20.
Yeah.
Literally.
so we
Nepo
met.
baby.
How many years ago? How many years has it been?
It's been 2 years.
It's been 2 years. We met it. So we all met kind of by accident, randomly. Like we were literally randomly selected to meet each other. We actually met at Salt Lake Community College in a music class where we got together and we had to play covers of music in order to like pass the class. Because a lot of us didn't really have like musical outlets. So like we figured like this is one way to like play music with people, and we were just randomly selected to be together. There were other people we were in the band with, but they just didn't make it to the stage of music making, I guess.
We kicked them the fuck out.
Yeah.
It was like a unit.
Just
Like
showed
a
them
decision.
who's boss.
It's really interesting.
So-
'Cause we all kind of knew each other prior too. Like slowly, we all did. We all knew each other.
Just because you guys were in the same class and not, or like.
It's a long story. If you want me to tell, I can.
Go
Well, okay. So I'll start with Parley. I've known Parley since middle school. We've been friends since middle school, so that was kind of cool. And so yeah, we've been friends. And then I met Shelby when I was in high school as well. Well, I was in high school, and then we both just went to the same coffee shop, and then we just kind of knew of each other.
I didn't know.
And then it's like this is all about me. Just kidding. We went to Slick. And then my first class, Paulo was in my class. And then we just kind of met, and then we became friends. And then he knew Ethan, and then he invited him into the band. So it's like we all kind of knew each other before, but kind of, but not really. It's like it's very strange. We all knew of each other, which is kind
Ethan
of
was
weird.
kind of like a stray dog.
Yeah.
Ethan,
I was
Ethan
fine.
the
I
only
was
one that
good.
We
was-
should
I was
say
an ethical
all
guy.
of
I
us
was
met
an
in that
ethical
class except for
I didn't need this.
I mean, yeah, shout out to the
Motherfucking
fallen
damn.
soldiers, Dan and Alan.
Alan
and
and
Dallin.
the other two people.
Dan and Alan and Dallin.
Yes.
Dallin. Oh yeah.
Is that
Oh,
actually?
and Gavin.
That's actual. What the?
Yeah,
Those
oh my god.
three were also
I, like,
randomly selected to be
Didn't
with us.
realize that it was Dan Allen down.
It's not that you like. It's not where it's like.
Don't
you
forget
always replace
Gavin.
the drummers.
He was here for 2 seconds.
Like,
Gavin
you
was
replace
here.
the
Gavin
guitars.
was
yeah.
here. Gavin, Ice Buggy. They're a cool band. They're very
Oh
cool band.
yeah!
Ice Buggy's
Shouts
really
out! Shouts
Shout
out!
out to Ice Buggy.
And also
cool.
She eyes on my buggy tonight.
till I
To lie.
she eyes on my bug till I eat.
But yeah.
All right, we're cutting that from the record. That was bad. You suck.
Sorry, man. That's why I play bass. That's all.
They're like the bass player is the only one not allowed to tell jokes.
Yeah.
Least funny motherfucker.
So we met 2 years ago, and then about a year ago, I introduced Ethan to the rest of everyone because we kind of needed a lead person, and I was like, hey, Ethan, like writes songs that are like nice. Yeah, and it's been a kind of a bumpy road since then, but here we are right outside Urban Lounge after 20 or so people watched us play in a dark room. So that's
Yeah, that shit was hard to sell. Also, shouts out to like the 50 people that are behind doing whatever the fuck they're doing behind the
Smoking,
fence.
drinking.
Yeah, talking.
Fucking
Yeah, fair enough. The way you worded that sounded like you were like out of desperation. You were like, we need a second guitarist, Ethan.
That's kind of what happened. I guess shouts out whatever his name is. Oh, the King, Alan. Never mind.
Alan?
Actually, no, we don't have to talk about it.
We already did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, you name dropped them.
I did. Yeah,
Now they deserve royalties for it.
Kings.
Oh no.
But yeah, that's how that works.
And,
Very good.
Yeah, and then we've just been. It's kind of been a bumpy. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like it's been kind of a rocky, bumpy road since like we came to like fruition. Like if the progress we've made could have been condensed, we'd be where we are right now. Maybe like I don't know, just like before this point at least. I
Yeah,
don't know.
for
That
sure.
wasn't very clear, but
Yeah.
but like we're all
Fast in
like
doing what we're doing now a year ago, but we didn't do that.
yeah. It's kind of like I don't know, man. It's hard. It's hard being like 5 adults with completely separate lives.
Yeah.
And like having to like juggle everything and still want to participate in like your favorite thing ever, but like it just sucks, you know? Like it sucks that life gets in the way of this sort of thing. But we're trying to make it work, you know?
Yeah, it's like the unfortunate reality of having to juggle all of this shit that you're doing, but 90% of it you cannot budge on.
Yeah.
Because, like, me personally, I have the ability to have the fucking easiest job in the world where all of these things that I enjoy doing, I just do them at work. I'm like, these motherfuckers paying me however much they're paying me an hour to, like, you know, type up like a... I'm like, let me start a beat on my laptop at work. Let me take it, export it, start working on it at home. My coworker walks around the corner. I'm like, let me close the laptop, pretend like I'm doing productive things.
Yeah.
Dude, literally same.
I probably wrote like half of these questions on my laptop at work.
Okay.
I did, yeah, fuck working, man. Fuck work. Fuck work. Everyone quit your jobs, man.
So what do you got in there?
What do I have in there?
Little doc.
I have a lot of questions is what I have. Thank you for asking. I appreciate you.
Go.
Well, that was the first question is like, how'd you guys come to be?
Yeah.
So thank God for that. Why did I type it like this? I'm not a professional at all.
Obviously.
Wow.
What a guy.
You can tell I'm not a professional. You see my phone sitting in the middle of the blunt rotation?
I do see it.
No.
I can't wait till this comes out really muffled and like you can't hear.
Yeah, that's my favorite. That's what I'll do. I'll stop it
You
halfway
hear
through.
more of the crowd in the background.
Yeah, I could imagine. I mean, I'm looking at the waveform. I think it'll be fine. No.
I think so.
Clipping.
So this context comes only from my conversations with Paulo. I want to know who came up with the name Stardance Riot and why it feels like you guys are trying to change it all the time.
Well, we're not trying to change it.
You're a liar.
I think I'm the only one who's
You
like
fucker.
actively trying to.
Probably.
He planted a sleeper agent in my brain thinking that you guys were trying to change the name.
Yeah, telepathically.
The name's like a year old because and we met 2 years ago. It just took that. We couldn't decide on a name for like a year,
It took a long time. Wait,
so we just settled on
our first name was
Ticonderoga Pencil.
Ticonderoga Good Number 2 Girl Pencil.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And then we went to
Yep.
Craigslist. Craigslist was number 2.
Craigslist was good.
Yeah,
We had another one.
I want it to be noted that I wasn't a part of it when they had those
Me neither.
names.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
so,
Ethan
true.
and
It
I-
was just
Ethan and
me,
I are
Shelby,
clean.
and Paula,
Like,
and
yeah,
other
so I'm not going to
people.
push the blame on either. Well, I'm going to push the blame on you a little bit, Ethan, for making me think that the name was trying to be changed.
We had to turn in an assignment.
I don't know where you got that question. I mean, it's in my head, but I don't
Yeah, we
say
did.
shit.
Yeah, we had
we
to turn
literally-
in an assignment that, you know, official, like to write our name and stuff like that. And it was.
I remember we
hard.
stayed after school for like an hour just
2.
throwing
Yeah.
around like names.
We did that like 6 days in a row.
We did
That's
that
how-
for days.
That's
yeah,
how
we were,
bad we were at settling
Well,
on our
I
name.
remember the original name that we were pitching. I think it was Alan and I that were talking about it originally, and then Lindy as well was there. And it was Stardust Yuki was like the first name.
Yeah.
Stardust
Yeah.
Yuki. Yeah.
And
Stardust
it was like
And then it was
it was not very good. We thought that was
It was. Yeah. It's,
I like Stardust. It's kind of cute.
the name was really hard to come up with because like half of the group wanted something and the other group wanted something else.
Oh shit.
for a really long time.
Yeah, it was really hard, but me and Paula wanted to make like a really funny name, and it's really horrible. I won't repeat that name because it's really bad. But
You can say there's no
the
bad. There's
creamy
no
strokers, right?
Yeah, the Salt City
Salt
Strokers.
City Strokers, and we thought that was the funniest shit ever.
Because we were playing a lot of Strokes covers at the time at school,
Yeah,
so
this
you
was
know,
really
shouts out
funny.
the Strokes for.
But then yeah, Shelby and a few others were like, you know, it can't be that. So then we came to a compromise. We went like I still have the notes on my phone, like of like us coming up with names, and then it finally just
We've got some really bad names.
finally came down.
Pull
to
out the
like,
iPhone notes app.
We basically just mishmashed ideas together until we were like okay with the name.
Yeah,
and
good
this is
enough.
what it
Yeah,
is.
there was the
It was,
the Stardust Yuki.
What was it? It was
and then
Stardust, Yuki,
Salt
and
City,
Salt City Riot.
or Riot at Salt City.
Yeah, right at Salt City. So
And
we
then those were the two that were kind of being contended.
Hey, you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah, Alan
And
and, I
then-
came up with that one, and you guys came
Yeah,
up
And
with
then
so
we
there
were
was
like-
those two, and then
Yeah.
we're like, put them together.
Fuck it.
yeah, and then Stardance Riot. It's yeah.
And now it sounds ridiculous every
I
time.
love it. I love it. Fuck all of you. I love this one.
I do
love
too.
it.
It's kind of it's quirky, you know. It sticks out. You know?
We've stuck with it for this long.
Yeah, it's like
it's here to stay.
Wow, a lot of people like.
Yeah, dude, shouts out the whatever city we're in fire department for just making the most fucking
Whatever.
noise possible.
This is literally Salt Lake City.
Are we in Salt
Literally
Lake?
twice.
Shout out to
Yeah, I don't know my cities that well. I
This is
want to
Salt Lake.
apologize.
We're in Salt
I've lived here for 22 years and no, not a single city. That's not true. I like the idea that the whole thing was also born out of desperation. You're like, guys, we need this now.
Yeah,
like
It
just start
was,
scribbling
yeah.
shit.
We were, dude.
No,
That's
it
what we were
was. We
doing.
were like freaking out.
We had a whole
we had to
whiteboard.
turn it in.
Yeah,
There's a
like-
whiteboard that was just like
yeah.
scribbled and just had a bunch of stuff on it.
Oh yeah, that's
Like-
true. We tried so.
It's a big old whiteboard.
You go up on the stage and you're like,
So much.
or like, there's like an announcer, so however this would go. You go up on the stage and you're like, we're Stardance Riot. We chose the name because we needed a grade. Our grade depended on it. It's like-
It was hard coming up with a name because most of us were like, if we ever did an interview, like, would you be happy being like, hi, I'm Lindy from Stardance Riot? It's like, would you be happy with that? And all of us agreed, so it's like, you know, that's what it is. And
Hi,
here we are.
I'm X
Interview
insert
time.
person from the Salt Lake City Strokers.
I get a little. I would have loved Salt City Strokers.
We follow are like the only Salt City Strokers in this channel. You know?
I'll be honest.
I'll make a second
Sometimes I
band.
get a little embarrassed with the
we do
name,
need to make a second.
but I think I need to embrace how like quirky and embarrassing it is.
I think you need to embrace how quirky it is, but not use its quirkiness as a means of why it's good.
Oh yeah.
Because then you
yeah.
turn into one of those people that's like, haha, XD so random, and it's like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna
Yeah.
strangle
Yeah,
you from
yeah.
But
across
it's
the
not.
Yeah.
But it's not
station.
XD so random. It's there was thought. I think.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of thought.
Too much thought. Yeah.
Like, I love
We
abstract.
probably could have come up with something,
better.
Yeah. I'm in love with it though.
but we can't. Yeah, we can't change it now. It's too late.
Yeah,
All right.
Anyways.
Yeah.
fair enough.
Very, very fun.
I have a feeling that's gonna be the pattern for a lot of these. Okay, here's the thing. This is a question that is stemmed only from the fact that I'm dumb as shit and don't know how to classify like subgenres of music. Like, I can identify types of music when I listen to them, especially if they're ones that I listen to a lot. But there's a lot of them where I'm like, I don't know what differentiates this subsect of this genre versus this version. So like, what music are you guys actually trying to make? Are there some kinds of artists that you're trying to match the tone of, or are you trying to kind of be your own thing?
I would just say indie rock. I think that's the most
I think
simple way
that's
to put it.
indie rock / like pop is like
I
what.
think-
Oh, I have a completely different view on that.
I have a different
Anyway,
view as
she'll be
well.
first.
Yeah, no, I think the hard part is we each come into this with our own biases on music, and weirdly enough, like, we all have very different tastes in music. We'll be driving in the car together, and we'll all pick something completely different from each other, then make fun of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, Parley brings like 80s flair to it. Lindy
I'm
brings like
big on
alt
80s.
rock. Paulo brings like funk bass lines. I just play like stroke songs all day. And you've got your shoegaze.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Thanks
like
for not saying emo, because I'm kind of mad at that. I'm into like the alt country now, shoegaze. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, you say the word emo and he just goes into a fit of rage.
No, I'm cool with
Yeah.
emo, but you know, I wrote one emo song, bro. Like,
That's literally, we call
Move
it
on.
emo
Just
song.
yeah,
We just call it the emo song.
Yeah, we don't-
It has a name, but we call it emo song.
There's a lot of songs.
no,
Now that we're changing
that's not
the
a good name.
Yeah.
That's
There's
not
a lot of
allowed.
there's a lot of songs that we don't even call by their name. It's just like it's what like we take forever to come up with a name, and by the time it has a name, we don't like call it that anymore. We just call it like, oh, the emo song. Like
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we call sour candy at this point, but
Yeah,
like
we
we
do.
used to just call it pop song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. That's
Even
what I
at shows. it's
That's
pop
what I
song.
do. I'll start making something and then I'll be like, okay, I don't have an official name for this yet, so I'm gonna call it something. Like I made some weird song that sounded like if you took 2000s hip hop and you put it in the desert. And I couldn't think of a name for that, so I just called it like Sandy as fuck
Sandy is-
Okay,
or
right.
something like. So I fully respect that. So
Eden wants to change the name to a picture too. So
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
changed the
I
name
didn't-
of the
it's still emo song as far as I know. 'Cause it's not even change it at this point.
that's the legacy that it lives up to forever. No, that's fair. So there's some contention in still the genre that you guys are making.
Oh yeah, genre. I mean,
It's just,
I don't think we don't like
Yeah, it's
idols.
like-
it's just a
right?
myth.
Well, yeah, I just mean
yeah,
contention
exactly.
here.
It's like I honestly do think it's like alternative rock with like
Yeah, like,
barely like punk, I guess. Like
yeah, like if you
like
want to
mid
confine it to like one thing, like,
think
yeah,
it's alternative rock.
Alt rock would
Yeah, just
pretty much be
alternative,
what
yeah.
it would be.
I think
Really?
yeah, we agree. There
Yeah,
we go.
I
Yeah,
really
yeah,
think
yeah,
I really
yeah.
think it's
It's
like
all-
indie rock.
I'm
Well, I
leaning
mean,
more
like,
towards that, but alt rock is also pretty.
Alt rock is
pretty
pretty
accurate.
Pretty
Indie,
close.
indie at
We-
this point is
but we-
thrown around so much.
We
like-
scrape pop. We scrape pop though. Like we're up against
yeah.
pop. Like
Yeah.
we do pop stuff. Like one of our songs is pretty much like a disco pop song, like
Oh,
rock in like alt rock. It's just like I don't know. I think a lot of us have such different. Like they were like Shelby was saying. A lot of us have really different ideas of what we want to bring to music and what our favorite genres are and what we like. So. when songs end up being written, they end up going in whatever. Like we're not like when creating like an album or whatever. We're not like, oh, it has to be like this. It's just kind of we come up with our best ideas, and then we just like the album might shoot in so many different directions that like I guess the genre is like they're saying like alt rock and also a little bit of pop, maybe like some punk and some like pop. I don't know, but it's like we kind of just do whatever the fuck we want. I think that's like the main thing.
That honestly, yeah, it's like we make whatever we want at the moment. Like truly, like it's just like I have a feeling we should do this, and then we just do it.
I mean, we've done a lot
So
of
it's like,
like,
that's why it's so random.
yeah, we've done a lot of like, here are a few songs we want this song to sound like, and we build a song that sounds kind of similar to that, and then we bring other instruments into it, and it completely changes the feel, and then we build based on where that feeling goes mostly. And then usually when we're starting a new song, we go, how can we not make the same song again?
Yeah.
So that's why our first like 2 songs are completely opposite each other.
Yeah.
They're, like one's slow and like sad, and one's like, fast and hard. And then the third one was just like emotional and depressing. I don't know. It feels like each one we try and like give its own identity rather than just writing the same.
You're like, how are we feeling on this particular day?
Yeah, I mean a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. I suppose
That's not always great. You know what I'm saying?
you're like, it's very confusing for the brain. No, but I imagine if you take 5 people who all come from different backgrounds and then also just enjoy different kinds of music, you're just like, one of you 5 starts something, and then the other one's like, hold on, I want to throw this, and it's like, yeah, okay.
Oh, 100%.
I will say, there are definitely like stronger forces in songwriting depending on who the person is in this group. I feel like,
Well, yeah.
because I for one, I'm probably like the worst force of like songwriting when it comes to like actually starting a song, and like because I haven't started any of the songs we've written. I add on to them and like I write my bass lines and I suggest stuff, but like you know, as opposed to like Ethan and like Shelby, who I think have written the bulk, especially Shelby, I think has written the bulk of like has started writing was the one who started writing the bulk of the songs that we have so far, and like Lindy wrote a song, and like Parley, we're working on a song that Parley made. Like it kind of like every person brings different strengths, you know, whether it be through instrumentation or through actually songwriting and like building ideas and stuff. Like it's just we're kind of, I don't know, we're just weird.
No, I that's good. One good. Don't say that with a sad tone, motherfucker.
No, I'm not sad about it. I like, you know, I like most of these guys. Like Ethan.
Most of them.
Yeah, Ethan.
Most of them looks at everyone but
smiles
Ethan.
a lot, but
He's like.
just kidding.
And also, like, I don't know if it's appropriate for me to say that I've noticed this, because I don't know if I've noticed really anything, but it's like the genre of the song is going to depend on who actually came up with the start of it. They're like, I want to make something that sounds like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but then you take like the strengths of other people and you just throw them in there, even if it doesn't, I guess, traditionally conform to what you're actually working with.
Yeah, which is why I feel like a lot of our songs are just like a mishmash. Like I don't think we have a song that's a straight genre. Like it all feels fucking like it goes like one place and
They're all
another.
gay genre.
Yeah.
It's like even in like your like the emo song, like one of the beats that I do, it's just like straight up like an 80s like new wave beat that I do.
Or like I'm not really strong as a vocalist if I'm not like screaming, or if I'm in Ethel-Cat, that's fine because I'm not that loud. But on that song, Shelby comes in with actual audible harmony and notes, and then that kind of makes it audible.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't turn it into just like a whatever emo song. I think it's a good song. But I need vocal help a lot of the time. That's shit.
I think an important thing to note as well is that it's not like we sit in the garage and write a song in like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, no. Fuck no. Fuck no.
We've been writing that new song that we played tonight for
A while
6 months.
But that's where the Rocky Road comes in.
Yeah.
We struggle to meet up because
A
of
scattered
life.
5 to 6 months.
If you condense the time we've actually spent working on that song, it can't be longer than it's got to be less than like 12 hours, dude. Yeah, think about it.
I mean, with
Yeah, I'm thinking like a few days.
I think the longest time we've spent on a song is the one that I brought to the table that just got left.
Just like tried.
that one was
Like
crazy.
we
Sometimes, I don't know, sometimes
But-
things work out, sometimes they don't.
Sometimes it's a hit, sometimes it's a miss.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It just reminds me of like that little midway section between you guys were like switching songs, and Ethan's like, all right, so we just went from like these crazy ass chords, and now we're just doing some like ethereal shit. What did you say?
Yeah.
I think it was something else like that.
Pretty much like that.
Chords over, like, and
Oh, that
right
was the
before
morning
we were
after,
doing,
right?
like,
Yeah.
you're doing something nuts. Yeah.
So no, I respect that. That's cool. Where's my? Oh, okay. This is weird. So I used to. You can tell the date of when I wrote these questions. So back when I would interview people like a month or two ago, I used to ask them like, what's something that somebody would look in on that you've spent a lot of money on that they would consider excessive. So like, for example, for me, just like, I guess for some context. So like for me, the fact that I can spend $60 on a bunch of like sounds that I can't grab and hold any of them. Some people would look at it and be like, what the fuck are you doing? And then I look at them and I'm like, you spend $60 on the new FIFA game. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So it's like, take that and now apply that to you. And what does that look like?
This is like a funny little question.
Yeah. I'm getting all silly and wacky with it.
I buy too much beer all the time, and no, seriously, like, way too much. And then I'll spend. I don't think it's excessive, but I buy gear that I kind of don't use ever.
Yeah.
Like,
Fair.
I'm just recording shit. But now that Creighton works at that audio place, I don't have to pay for anything ever. So that's stopped. But yeah, I don't know. Just beer and just beer.
All right. Hell yeah. Good on you.
I mean, just audio equipment probably is what I spent the most money on. I don't know, it's not that exciting. Generic shit.
Yeah, it can't always be exciting.
Yeah.
I have this really exciting hobby I spend a lot of money on called paying off my debts all the time.
Sandwiches.
I never get. Oh yeah, I spend a lot of money on sandwiches. I
Subway
fucking love
sandwiches.
sandwiches. I buy a sandwich like every day. I can eat the shit every day. But nah, I pay a lot of bills. And you know what's crazy? I live with my parents and I still pay a lot of bills. Like I don't know what the fuck I'm like.
Like, I don't know
I don't
what
get to spend
happens.
money on myself anymore. Like the last thing I like spent a lot of money on was probably buying my bass for like $900.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Like 3 years ago at this point. And that was the most expensive thing I've bought since then. And I don't know. So I guess just also music stuff, but also I pay a lot of like my car insurance and medical bills and my credit card and yeah, that's my quirky hobby as I pay off.
That's your quirky hobby, is having to pay off the debt that you sewed upon yourself.
Yeah. I really love my life a lot.
I respect that.
I don't think I mean, I think the thing I spend most money on is just like concert tickets, I guess.
Oh.
I like to see so many people. I go to like every show. I don't even care if I've seen like the same band like 6 times. I don't care. I freaking want to see them. Like that's just like basically for me. But if we want to go for like something like random, I guess is the literally whenever I see something on the internet, I'm like, I need that. I straight up just need that. Like I'm like, I just can't get it out of my mind, so I need to buy it. It's like horrible.
Yeah,
so it's
I
like,
feel that.
I think I buy a ton of random stuff that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just like I just buy everything.
I do the same shit, but
need
like
it.
I spend way more money on things that I shouldn't be spending money on. Like there's these silly little cat, like internet meme cat keychains that are going around TikTok.
Dude, I buy stuff like that. Like
Yeah, I
literally like
I bought like
plushies
7 of
or,
those.
like, whatever the frick.
I bought like 7 or 8 of those. That shit was like $70. I spent $70 on a bunch of fucking keychains.
Me, okay, you know what I mean too. That's
So, like, I feel
exactly
that.
what I do.
My man.
Honestly.
Yeah. With me, like music wise, with all things considered, like I would say that I have like a very big kit. Not Neil Peart not anywhere close to that, but I mean like by like what I see most people playing on, they got snare, kick, and like 2 toms, maybe 3. But I have 9 toms. And so I like the big drums. I like having a bunch of different cymbals. I love that type of stuff. But if we're talking non-music related, Legos all the way.
Hell yeah.
My whole yeah. That's where most of my other extra money goes, is just all Legos. That's
Now I'm learning a lot about you guys.
You guys
Right.
already knew this. I've shown you like my basement.
Yeah, but I
Like-
didn't know that all your money went towards it.
Not all my money, all my extra money.
Right.
Okay, so to recap,
But,
we have beer, student loans, sandwiches, random trinkets off of the internet, Legos,
Oh yeah.
Audio equipment. Yeah.
and actually audio
audio
equipment. That's a really good, legitimate answer. I don't know what specifics you have, but I'm into it. That shit's hard.
I mean, also just like a lot of plugins for Ableton. and stuff.
Oh, okay, I feel that. Hell yeah. Why are plugins so expensive? I just wanted to buy a thing so I could make realistic bass sounds, and they're like, give us $300. I'm like, fuck you. I feel so scammed.
Dude, that's how I feel when I pay the bank.
Just in general,
Yeah.
no pretext.
Actually, anytime I pay anyone any money, I feel like I'm being scammed.
You
Even
pay
if-
the government, you're like, fuck you guys.
I feel like I'm being scammed every time I pay someone for their service that they provided for me.
Yeah, dude, I feel scammed that my insurance company's like, pay us $200. I'm like, why? Why do you hurt me like this?
But I'm gonna be real with you. Sometimes I buy something from the store and I leave really angry because I start thinking about how easily it would have been to steal that item.
Oh my god.
I get mad at myself. I'm like, you bitch. Like,
I didn't
you
think that's
could-
where you were going. I thought it was going to be like,
Yeah.
because I guilt trip myself when I buy something and then realize I might not need it. I'm like, shit. Because now it's awkward to have to go back in and return it. I'm like, I could have used that
No,
money
I'm
towards
like-
my bills. And you're like, I could have stolen that shit.
This shit's expensive, bro. Like, I'd be buying, like, I need, like, some chapstick, and it's, like, $5, and I buy it because I'm, like, afraid of the cameras and stuff, and then I leave, and I'm like, I could have just, I could have just...
Like, are they going to
Fuck
throw me in jail
it
for
in.
$5?
What the fuck? I just wasted that money. Like, you
Yeah,
know?
that's why there happens to be a very specific channel that we have in that Discord that you and me are part of that I'm not going to say.
Oh, yeah, I'm a pirate. That's all I'll say.
No!
Oh, I know what you're talking
I'll be
about.
fired.
He just admitted
I've
it.
seen it.
Send him to
I
jail.
didn't say anything.
I've seen
Hey,
it.
you can't...
That's a
I
good
might
point. Yeah,
be
you
kidding
can't. You
about
can't
it.
just say. Yeah, you can't. I won't be incriminated for saying I'm a pirate.
Did he even have to leave? Is that...
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm not a professional. Yeah, he had to leave. He has important things he has to do.
Okay.
You've already everything that I would have asked here. I already asked him in a previous episode. So go watch that, motherfuckers. That was recorded in the back of a 2003 Camry.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
That shit was based.
2003.
I could hear somebody crack open a beer in the background and somebody hitting their vape in that thing.
Wow.
I was like, awesome, dude. Now they think I'm interviewing a bunch of like crackheads.
Oh my god.
Peace and love to all my. You know what? Never mind. I'm not digging myself a deeper hole.
Dude, I feel you, man. I also hate
Why are you feeling it?
everybody
That's
who
weird.
has different opinions as me and stuff. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I
I hold a lot of resentment for people who think differently than me. You know?
All right. So moving on.
No, I want to make this clear. Stardance Riot has a blatant policy against people who think differently than
Yeah,
us.
we-
Anyone
really?
who looks differently than us.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh
we're,
my
we
God.
we're like Utah's first fascist indie.
Whoa.
With the way that you looked at me, I thought you were going to say something actually genuine, and I was like, oh, did I say something?
That's kind of my
Oh
thing.
man.
Is that you?
I'm leaving this band
Yeah, this
right now.
this gets like dug up like 20 years from now, and they're like,
did you mean by
explain
that?
this.
And then I will be like, we were
Yeah,
Salt
I'm
Lake
party.
City's
I don't
first
give it-
We were so,
fascist band.
No.
that's the only soundbite they're going to find in the rubble.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus Christ.
No.
No.
We're on our first world tour. We're getting things going. We're like living large, and then some dude is just like, what do you mean by this?
You want to explain
Oh
yourself?
my goodness.
You take it out
I
of
would
context.
literally
You
kill
come
all
up
of
to
you.
us and be like,
Yeah, I'm the one
I
incriminating-
interviewed you.
I'm the one incriminating you guys because I'm operating under the assumption you guys are going to leave me in the dust, and I'm not going to like grab onto somebody's ankle and just be dragged along.
Yeah.
I'm your manager now. No, I'm kidding. I'm Ethan's manager. He called me his manager at a show once, and then everyone in the crowd looked at me. And keep in mind, this is. I mean, this. How do I explain this? It was a house show. It was in somebody's living room, so you can imagine how small that was. And so there was just a bunch of people packed in like sardines. And Ethan's like, "Hey, shouts out my manager." And everyone turns back and looks at me, and I'm like, "Well,
Oh. So you're Ethel manager? Or just him?
No, he's just
Just-
Ethan.
I
Just
might
Ethan's.
just be Ethan's manager.
Oh, okay.
I'm not really sure. I think I'm
Manages
Because if it was Ethan, that's okay. I have to know.
I'm
Creighton's got
Ethan's,
it.
I'm
finding out
Ethan's
right now.
manager. I'm Ethelcat's like mixer, I guess.
Oh, okay, good to know.
Yeah, they don't. I don't think they have the budget between the 2/3 of them to like get a professional to do it, and so they're like, "Hey, we'll settle for whatever you give us." I was like, "Okay."
We definitely don't.
So, I guess this might not need more context. I literally just explicitly wrote down, "Are you guys ever looking into collaborating with other people?" And I'm not pointing at myself when I say that. I'm just curious. Outside of the context of just like playing, like what happened today, where you're just like playing a show that happens to also have a bunch of other bands in it.
Well, yeah, man, we're constantly asking other people to play shows with us. So, we love doing that, I think, right?
Yeah, I love doing that.
I think the most important thing is just we're playing a lot by ourselves right now to make sure we have a solid sound as to what we sound like first.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, nights like this, we play with other bands so we can be like, hey, we do have something worth bringing to the table, hopefully. We hope you enjoy it, rather than just like, I don't know. It's fun to collaborate, but only once we understand actually what we want to bring.
Yeah, it's important to understand how you want, what you can bring, and then after you figure that out, then it's important about figuring out what value other people can bring to you,
Exactly.
whether that's enhancing what you're already doing or for bringing something that quote unquote does not belong, maybe.
But something that's really frustrating that I've like, I don't know, I've dealt with this. I don't know if it's like a trend for other people, but like, yes.
All right, based, I guess.
Right now, low-key.
I'm doing
Low-key.
You gonna take a little piss break? I want to say one thing.
He wants to say one thing.
Piss time, boys.
I want to say one thing. And then I'll go piss too. What was I gonna say? What was I talking about?
He forgot what he was gonna say.
What was I talking about?
Well, I was talking about like bringing other people, not like.
Oh yeah. Okay, so artists are fucking impossible to work with.
Damn.
They're either so busy or they're like sad, and
Or
like
both.
they're both like you can't do shit with them when they're either, you know. So scheduling is a fucking nightmare, not just with like people within our group, but like everybody ever.
Yeah, for the
It's
same reason you
so
brought up
hard
before.
to deal with shit, and it's so hard to do stuff with people. I don't know. It's just like, yeah, I don't know.
He's peeling back the curtain. He's like, not everything is as easy as you think.
Yeah,
We're a bunch of dirtbags.
One of the hardest parts of this whole thing is just organizing shit with people.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I can't even speak towards doing that.
Yeah,
Because I'm not the one who organizes shit in this band.
You're like, I'm not even the one who's responsible for that, and it's tough. He's walking around. What is happening?
Alright, so I guess
Ultimately,
it's just me, Parley, and Lindy left.
We can do a part 2.
second part.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
a better mic.
Yeah, with a better mic. Yeah, dude. It's... All right, cut. There is no piss break. We're just cutting.